Before we begin today's story, take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy emotionally driven stories that stay with you long after the video ends. These stories quietly settle into your heart, leaving you with thoughts that linger. It was past midnight, and after tossing and turning for hours, I finally got up to fetch a glass of water. The living room lights flickered softly, a reminder of the long night. My brother Casey had asked me to look after Paul for a few days. The news of what had happened to him weighed heavily on my heart. Paul had been blindsided by betrayal in his life, leaving him shocked and hurting. Casey's son was struggling too. "Jessica, please take him in. He needs some peace," Casey had pleaded. I didn't know Paul very well, but I could see that his sadness came from heartbreak, something I had experienced myself years ago. I had lost my husband, Jacob, unexpectedly 7 years ago. One moment we were building our dream life together, and the next everything stopped. The grief left me alone, carrying a weight of emptiness every day since. That night, I felt the quiet heaviness of loneliness pressing down on me more than ever. Little did I know, this visit would bring unexpected moments that might stir emotions I hadn't felt in years. I walked into the living room and found Paul sitting quietly watching a romantic movie. I just wanted him to feel some peace during his stay. "Did I wake you?" he asked, his voice soft, almost uncertain. "No," I replied with a gentle smile. "I just came to get some water." For a brief moment, standing there in my simple night clothes, I realized how long it had been since I had shared a quiet moment with someone. Paul gestured toward the empty space on the couch. "Come, let's watch it together," he said. I settled beside him, trying to focus on the movie, but my thoughts wandered. His presence was comforting. Yet, it brought back memories I thought I had buried. When my hand brushed lightly against his arm by accident, I apologized immediately. "It's okay," Paul said softly. And in that moment, the atmosphere felt different. It was still calm, but somehow more meaningful. Even though we were just watching a movie, I realized how much I had missed sharing small moments with someone who understood quiet sadness. The night continued quietly, filled with small gestures, soft smiles, and gentle conversation. Even in the stillness, I could feel that this visit might be the start of something new, something that could slowly fill the emptiness I had carried for so long. The movie ended, and I quietly got up, heading back to my room. Sitting on my bed, I let the silence wrap around me. The night had been long, restless, and full of unspoken emotions. The next morning, I felt drawn to the piano, an old friend that had always offered me comfort. For nearly 7 years, solitude had been my constant companion. But the piano's familiar keys had a way of bringing peace, even if only for a little while. As I played, memories of Jacob came flooding back. Each note reminded me of laughter, dreams, and moments we had shared. Music allowed me to release the tension that had built up inside, filling the empty space that grief had left behind. Suddenly, I heard a soft knock on the door. Paul had returned from an early morning walk in town. At first, I didn't notice him, lost in my music, but then I saw him quietly standing there watching me play. His presence wasn't intrusive. It was gentle and warm. I paused for a moment, realizing how much it meant to have someone quietly share space with me. Paul simply smiled as if nothing needed to be said. And in that small moment, the room felt lighter, more alive. "Thank you," he said softly. "That's the best thing I've heard in a long time." Honestly, I smiled a little shyly, feeling a spark of connection I hadn't felt in years. It was strange how comfort could sometimes feel like excitement and how shared moments, even quiet ones, could begin to heal. Later that day, I remembered it was Paul's birthday. I decided to do something small to make it special. "How about we celebrate tonight? A little cake and maybe a glass of wine," I suggested. Paul's eyes lit up with a playful grin. "That sounds nice. But you have to play the piano for me too." "No excuses," he teased. I laughed, feeling a flutter of nervousness mixed with excitement. "All right, deal, but only if we toast properly," I replied. It was a small celebration, simple and heartfelt. But in that moment, I realized that joy could still be found even after years of loneliness. And as Paul looked at me with genuine warmth, I understood that life sometimes gives us unexpected companions just when we need them most as evening fell. I prepared a small celebration for Paul's birthday. The room was cozy with a little cake on the table and a bottle of wine ready. It wasn't extravagant, but it felt heartfelt and warm. Paul arrived smiling as if the day itself had transformed. There was a quiet joy in the air, a sense that simple moments could be enough to heal some of the wounds we carried. "Happy birthday," I said, handing him a slice of cake. His eyes sparkled with gratitude, and I could see that even small gestures mattered deeply to him. "You made this special," he said softly. "Thank you. Honestly, it means a lot." I smiled back, feeling a gentle warmth in my chest. For the first time in years, I felt a sense of connection without pressure or expectation. It was comforting, simple, and beautiful. Then, as promised, I sat at the piano. My fingers moved over the keys, playing a soft tune that reflected the emotions of the day: gratitude, healing, and hope. Paul listened quietly, his presence calm and encouraging. In that moment, I realized that life's unexpected moments, whether through friends, family, or chance encounters, could bring light to even the loneliest hearts. Years of solitude didn't vanish overnight, but small gestures of care could make the world feel less heavy. One note at a time, we ended the evening with laughter, conversation, and the gentle comfort of simply being together. No dramatic declarations, no rushing, just two people sharing a peaceful night, learning that connection could grow slowly, gently, and meaningfully. As I watched Paul leave for the night, I felt a quiet gratitude. Life had given me a reminder. Even after loss and years of loneliness, moments of warmth, care, and companionship were still possible, and sometimes that was more than enough. The night had settled, and the soft glow of the room gave a sense of calm I hadn't felt in years. Paul had returned to his room after our small birthday celebration, and I sat by the window reflecting on the day. It amazed me how simple gestures, a slice of cake, a song, a shared smile, could carry so much meaning. Life had taught me that healing didn't always come in grand moments. Sometimes it came quietly in little acts of kindness. I realized that the loneliness I had carried for so long wasn't a void to fear, but a space that could slowly be filled with connection, trust, and understanding. Paul's presence reminded me that companionship could come unexpectedly, and that it didn't need to be loud or dramatic to matter. As I turned off the lights and prepared for bed, I felt a gentle hope stirring within me. Tomorrow was uncertain, but I knew that small steps, shared moments, and a willingness to open up could make life brighter. And sometimes, just sometimes, the quiet moments in life were the ones that mattered the most. Thank you for watching this story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more heartfelt moments.